haven't shared a video in a while, but I think this is shareable to anybody that watches any video I produce or any video I do. I want to say thank you. Right out the gate, Louisville was a very big game because we were following LSU, and you wanted to see how the emotion was. I think a week off helped us, and this was the type of game that you needed. And I know you hear Nick Saban and other coaches talk about you're not always going to blow teams out. Sometimes you got to come back. Sometimes it's a one-score game. I mean, it's football. And I thought even before Jordan Travis went out that we were showing that we were capable of keeping pace. I was concerned about the secondary, and it kind of showed itself against LSU a little bit, and obviously against them. But as the game went on, the secondary played better. One of the biggest keys I took away from this game was we haven't had a reliable backup since, I would say, Sean McGuire. And I think we can all agree that Jimbo fucked him by bringing in Everett Golston and taking nothing away from him, but Sean McGuire should have been the starter all of 2015. With that being said, you know, Marcus Outson, capable backup. Adrian McPherson, rotating between Xavier Lee and Drew Weatherford, very capable. E.J. Manuel was capable behind Ponder. Obviously having Jay Coker. I was never sold on J.J. Constantine, but this is the first time in a while we really had a capable backup. Obviously, the first game of the season, he didn't look good, and I do want to give the flowers to the coaching staff, the head coach, and the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator for really working with him and improving him. Because you can see from game one, didn't play in game two, to kind of get in the feel of the game in the first half, and then being able to play and enjoy himself in the second half. Now, obviously, I thought when the offensive coordinator left and went to Oregon, we would hire Chris Winkie, but we kept it in-house, and now it looks like a good decision because that's true coaching when you can have all your players ready, and a guy could come in that really didn't look good, didn't have any confidence, and he shows that type of confidence and able to win a game. Another coach people kind of were hard on, Ron Dugans. Ron Dugans, tremendous game against Tennessee in the national championship game. If it wasn't for Peter Ward, probably would have been the MVP, if not Winkie against Virginia Tech. He had a tremendous game. Played in the NFL, Lincoln High School. So he knows the area, he knows the standard, and he really caught a lot of flack. And now we're starting to see wide receivers run after catch, wide receivers catching, we're gaining yardage. I like that. Really developing our wide receivers, and the offensive line is coming along. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to the recruiting director, director of player personnel, director of player development, the people that handle guys in the portal, and our strength and conditioning staff. Because for the first time, last year we saw it a little bit, for the first time we're starting to look like Florida State. Since 2017, after the Alabama game, our linebackers have been getting beat at the point of attack, defensive line been getting beat, offensive linemen not engaging and being able to handle blocks, players not being physical except for guys that were naturally gifted physically. And now we're starting to see dividends in the weight room, playoff training, conditioning, running backs able to sustain plays, linebackers scraping and closing. Now we're starting to look like a team, so I will say that again. I'm not 100% sold on Mike Norvell, but he is the head coach. Him and his coaching staff and players are showing that they're serious and they want to make this work. We're 3-0. We're not ranked. That doesn't matter. But Louisville was definitely a big ball game for us because this is your building block. You're laying a foundation, and sometimes you're in a hostile environment on a Friday night. things may not be going your way, injuries, adversity. This is what character's about. This is what you work out in the summer, winter conditioning. This is what you go through practice for in the fall. In the summer, getting ready for the fall, going through camp, getting ready for these type of moments. And this team rallied and played. I do want to make one comment. About something I read. Not gonna call the person out, but this guy talked about the running back speed. If your starting running back averages 12 yards to carry on 10 carries, he's fast enough. Our running backs are very fast. Number 9 is extremely fast. Number 3, we got a guy from Penn State we're going to work in. So we have the type of speed, maybe not to your liking, but again, Davey Ford may be the fast. Him and Sammy Smith may be the fastest running back ever. I think Dion and Tony Carter are probably the fastest coners. Sean Key, probably the fastest safety. Him and Derek Gibson, Derek Brooks and Ernie Sims, probably your fastest linebackers. And then wide receiver is probably going to be Caponzo Thorpe, Lavernius Coles, and Willie Reed. Now, as far as your quarterback, probably Charlie Ward and Devontae Richardson are probably the pure fastest. So we've had speed. We have speed all over the field, and it's really starting to show. Our wide receivers are starting to get separation. We're starting to go deep. We're starting to play and look like a Florida State team. We're starting to execute in the passing game. So I just thought that was a funny comment. Like I say, everybody's entitled to a comment, our opinion, as long as you're not disrespecting somebody, calling somebody out their name, talking about their race, creed, nationality, sexual orientation. You have the freedom of speech, but it's a right, and you have to use it right. Talking about kids in a derogatory and negative way is not good, and we know parents are in these groups, and they are going to defend their children. So saying a guy didn't play good or he's not good is one thing, but talking about a guy who sucks and he's this and this, that's just not conducive. So I just wanted to comment on that. But overall, guys, I'm very proud. I'm obviously, you see I got my work uniform on. Still on strike, but I'm working hard because both of my kids told me, Daddy, we got to go to a game. So I'm working very hard so I can get them to a game. You see behind me, I got both TVs going, watching both Monday night games. But I like what I see so far. Again, against LSU, our first time really being in that big moment we haven't made a bowl game. So our first time really being in that type of environment in a while. I can understand that, but that should have been at least a 3 or 4 touchdown game. But this game, Louisville had a game plan. They had a quarterback that's very mobile and elusive. They got some weapons, got some players on defense. They were focused. They were at home, and we had to deal with all that, take their best shot. And it seems like we was able to turn the corner, play. We didn't have to dial the offense back for the quarterback. Running back stepped up, guys stepped up, made plays. He trusted his eyes, trusted his coach, his training, and he really played good. And that just to me again shows how focused these guys are in practice and committed. The offensive line, night and day improvements. They are really a tremendous unit, and you can't ask them every play to stand somebody up for 3 seconds. You got 2.5, 3 seconds. If you win 60, 70% of those battles, and they are a tremendous run blocking team, then I'll take that. We'll get to the point where our offensive line is like blocking for Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, where you're not getting touched, or how Winky had in some games. 2013 offensive line till we played Auburn. We're getting there. But this offensive line is probably the best I've seen since 13 or 14, really. Our offensive line play really hurt DeAndre Francois. And, he was able to overcome that because he was tough. But now you're starting to see recruiting, hitting the portal, bringing guys in, coaching and developing them. Like I say, I'm not big on stars anymore. I'm more concerned about heart and attributes, because you can find a 0 star that runs a 4.3 coach him up, and he'll take off. I mean, the quarterback for Buffalo went to junior college, wrote a letter to every coach in America, and Wyoming was the only school to give him a scholarship. A lot of people may not know this, but Aaron Rodgers wrote a letter to Bobby Bowden. Florida State was his school. He wanted to go there and play. Bobby told him he was too short. So, yeah, you got to go with heart. It is what it is. So, I'm not going to hold you guys up much. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the Louisville game. Obviously, I'm pick them every time. So I think we're back at home. I expect if the weather, no rain, Saturday night, I expect Doak Campbell to be sold out. I expect the crowd to be, kind of like the Notre Dame game last year. I expect the crowd to be roaring. Hopefully the team can feed on that momentum. Boston College normally gives us a challenge at home, but this is another stepping stone type test. How do you respond? You played Louisville, you won with your bag up, your team rallied, showed heart and grit. This guy's probably going to start this game just so you can get him to probably Clemson or Wake Forest, because you got tougher games coming up. You got NC State, so you're probably going to take your chances with Rodemaker, and this is the opportunity. You're at home, you're at Doak. This should be an electric atmosphere. I'm anxious to see how the team responds to success, because we haven't had a lot of success really since we beat Michigan in the Orange Bowl. We have not had success. So now, can we put the success together? Can we focus in on the goal? Everything we want is in front of us. I'm not worried about where we rank right now. All that matters is where we rank after the conference championship game, and we're holding up the trophy. So everything we want is here. Obviously, we know the teams we have left on the schedule. Everybody's going to be challenging from here on out. Doesn't get any easier. I don't sleep on Wake Forest, because we're not the 90s team. We're not early 2000 or even the Jimbo Fisher team, where you just kind of felt 9 out of 10 games you were going to win. And obviously you had 2 years where you didn't lose. But I think this is an incredible task, an incredible test for us at home. First time we've been 3-0 since 2015. So this is an incredible feeling. Can you come together? Everything you want is here. Your coach is coaching his heart out. Players are playing. How do we respond at home? How do we respond if we get a turnover? How do we respond if things not going our way? Can we play through it? Can we coach through it? That's what I'm anxious to see. Are we growing? Obviously, I think we're improving every week. I know you guys are happy and excited. Like I say, I'm not going to lie to y'all. When Jordan Travis went out and I found out, I sat on that couch and I grabbed my heart because it started beating fast. My hands were sweaty. I didn't think I was having a heart attack in there, but I just felt pain. And I was like, please don't do this to me, guys. I can't take it right now. Please. I mean, I was actually hurting and crying. And they just kept playing and getting better. And I looked at the game and I said, we're going to win this game because of how we were playing. And I remember they were talking about the cornerback, not going to mention his name, transferred, and he circled the date. And I remember somebody made a comment. They said, I hope you circled the date like you circled that receiver from Jacksonville State. And so I kind of knew they would eventually attack him, being that he played here, and they would take a chance because the coaching staff knows him. And it ended up working out to our success, and we do have the advantage of having a 6'7" wide receiver. So with that being said, I'm excited about this week. I know a lot of people are. Everybody going to the game. I hope y'all have fun for me. Right now, like I say, I'm still not underground yet. I'm working, and I plan on taking the kids to a game because they want to go. And I'm really trying to set myself up to be able to go to 2 or 3 games next year. But other than that, I got no complaints. The only thing I think of with Florida State, we should be able to get a kicker on scholarship. And if this guy's on scholarship, regardless of that, he's the kicker. We got to stick with him because I do not want to come down to a field goal against Miami, but especially this being away. But at the end of the day, it's about continue to work. Cornerbacks get beat, quarterbacks throw interceptions. You missed a couple of field goals, but at some point in the season, we're going to need you to hit a game winner, or we're going to have that drive to tie it up, maybe force overtime, and we need you. So, because if they could replace you, they would. So you're the kicker. I just ask you, hey, keep focused. We're counting on you. And besides that, man, I think we're all right. Like I say, this is another test. We're not where we want to be, so we're not Alabama. Like, we just know we're going to win and we're shot when we lose. So at that point, we just got to continue to do what we need to do, and I think we'll be fine. So like I say, y'all have a great rest of y'all week. This is just my thoughts on the Florida State Louisville game and how vastly improved we are in every aspect, all three phases. And I'm mainly proud of our strength and conditioning team and our people that handle the portal, because they are really getting guys in that can contribute, and we're actually recruiting guys. We got a couple of freshmen are playing on the defensive side. We got an offensive lineman that's a freshman. So we're recruiting guys. We're bringing them in. The biggest question I have before I go is, can we keep the future quarterback? Because our starting quarterback's a junior. Our number 2 quarterback's a sophomore. Can we keep the young bull and him see himself being the starter his junior year, or red shirt sophomore? I don't even know if they're red shirt guys no more, but can he be happy enough to say, I'm willing to stay, be coached and developed, because I know my opportunity is coming in the future? Or will he transfer? That's the biggest question, because if A.J. Duffy stays, the future looks so bright for him, because obviously you're going to improve in the portal, you're going to improve in recruiting, and you're going to get the offensive line and the playmakers around them. So that's my biggest issue. Can the staff keep him? Because they can keep him, the future is very bright beyond the next couple of years for him. But I like our quarterbacks, and I definitely think, I'm confident after watching Louisville, whoever starts, they're going to give us the best chance to win. So with that, y'all have a great night. I'll see y'all later. Go Noles. And let's get the W Saturday. Doak Campbell, Pat, rocking. A night game at Doak is a very, actually, not just a night game. Any game at Doak Campbell is a very awesome experience. I continue to hope that, I know the administration is sick of me calling. I know the boosters are sick of me calling. I hope we don't destroy Doak Campbell for something that we don't even need. And I hope that we raise the north end zone and go and take Doak to 90,000. That would be the better scenario, because with the team improving and with us getting better teams in home, it's definitely going to be nice to have big crowd, sold out game, people on their feet for 60 minutes enjoying themselves. So again, if you're one of those folks that answer the phone when I call and complain about please don't destroy the stadium, I apologize, but our stadium is perfect the way it is. And it is what it is. So the standard is the standard. And like I say, man, we have a great opportunity. Everything we want to achieve is in front of us right now. Any number you want, 12 wins, 11, 10, 9, 8, our team is playing. And our coaches are coaching, and I don't believe in computers anyway. That's why the game's played on the field, so we got to continue to prove them wrong. And again, don't get discouraged because we're not ranked, because once we hold up the ACC championship, we'll go where we want to go. So y'all have a good day. Thank you.